What is going on, everybody? I am back with another field test video, and today we're going to look at the Innova Racer once again, but this time I brought out a few extra discs. So we're going to be trying to compare this thing to the Discraft Drive, which comes in at 11.5 -1.2. I don't think I mentioned, but the Racer is 12.6 -1.2. So the Drive is a little bit slower of a disc and has a little less glide if you look at the flight numbers. But we also brought out a Discmania Enigma, which is 12.5 -1.2. So we have the speed there, just not the glide. The biggest difference when it comes to the hand feel is just that nose bead on the Racer. Now, if you watch my first video with the Racer, I kind of said at the end of the video that didn't really bother me. Not that I'm a big fan of nose beads, but I've been throwing this disc a little bit more often, and it hasn't been something that has been bugging me whatsoever. But the Drive and the Enigma do not have any beads on them. They're pretty much your kind of like standard driver rim, I would say. So I'm gonna throw a few shots into this field, get you guys some distances, see how the flights are comparing, if they do, and yeah, let's go from there. My natural release is hyzer, so I usually start out with the hyzer, trying to throw them more like on that hyzer flip angle. So we'll start out with the Racer, see if we can get this thing to pop up at all. They're a little high for like a flip up, but it didn't really give a sign that it was going to flip up. It kind of just stayed on that hyzer. We'll go with the Drive next. If I remember correctly, this was a little bit more stable than I had thought it was originally going to be. Oh, that actually is getting up to flat. A little bit lower of a line though. Flat for like maybe half a second mid-flight. And the Enigma. I kind of flew a little bit more like the Drive. Went a little bit further, I believe. I would say none of those shots were kind of like max power for shots of the day. So we're gonna get those again, try one more time. Hopefully give them a little bit higher of a line. All three of those actually went about the same distance, right around 330 feet. So a little bit more power on these second shots and a better line, I'm hoping. I think if I get the Drive and the Enigma a little bit higher, they probably make 360, and the Racer, I'm not really sure because I don't think the Racer wants to flip up. That's a better line. Like if I'm trying to flip that up, that's probably as much hyzer as I would be putting on it. And you can just tell the Racer just does not want to flip up for me yet. Maybe a couple more trees and it will. Now we got this Drive, and the Drive actually flipped up for half a second there on the last throw. Yeah, there's some flatness to it. Of course, it hyzers out pretty quickly though. And I thought the Enigma, last time I was throwing it, flipped up a little bit more than the Drive. We'll see if that's the case. Not bad. I feel like it holds flat maybe for a tad bit longer. It doesn't feel as hard of a dump out at the end. That's the thing about the Drive, is I always felt like it dumped out way harder than it should. If you guys are not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. We pretty much post daily videos besides the weekends. All disc golf related reviews, challenges are the big ones. I feel like sometimes tutorials if I'm feeling like I can teach you something. But if you're enjoying the video, you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button for me. Road to 6K. I find this somewhat interesting. This is 2 times now where all 3 of these discs pretty much land in the same spot, and that's with the Racer not getting any flip up out of it. So it kind of makes me curious. Maybe it does have a little bit more glide. Maybe I'm just throwing it harder. I'm not sure. But 2 times in a row, these have landed right next to each other. 345 feet is what I'm getting from here. I'll try to get these out of my hand a little flatter now. You guys know, if you've been on the channel, this is kind of hard for me to do, but we'll try our best, see if we can get any turn if we throw them relatively flat. I kind of like the order we got going here. Racer, Drive, and then Enigma. A little bit higher. That's our furthest throwing shot so far, which makes sense because the Racer wasn't flipping up to flat to get extra distance. You know, it's hard for me to tell how that came out of my hand, but there was a little bit of turn in there. If I did that or if that was, you know, the disc. Oh, that's nice. That's so straight. That's very similar to the Racer, actually. through, like slightly nose up. You get a little bit of turn in there, but then it fades relatively hard. The drive didn't quite get to the back of the end zone, so it's probably sitting at like 357, but the Enigma and the Racer, once again, right next to each other, which I love that consistency, and we're marking 371. One thing that I found kind of crazy, also a little bit funny, is when I was looking through my collection for discs to compare to the Racer, is that I didn't have any destroyers other than like a Halo destroyer, and I felt like that was too beefy. The Racer is kind of described as a beaten in destroyer, so having a destroyer would have been great, and I just did not have one. But here we go again, trying to get these out nice and flat, same order. Didn't get the turn like we did on the first one, and I swear that's like the same exact spot. I feel like that one came out on a little bit of Annie. But again, really straight, nice subtle turn out of it, and I think that circled the goalpost, so about 360. That's pretty good. So even though all these were kind of thrown on different heights, different lines, pretty much all going the same distance again, right at the goal line, 360 feet. So I'm really liking how consistent we have been when it comes to like distance and where these are landing in relationship to each other. But now we are going to kind of throw the max distance shot. A reason why I've been liking the Racer, actually, because you can kind of throw it out on that Annie flex line, and it has some stability to get back and go far if I hit the angle right. So we're gonna try a couple of those shots and see how far we can push them. That's not gonna be enough. A little too nose up that time, but we'll get them again. Kind of my main practice right now has been trying to throw these flex distance shots. With the drive, I feel like that's not the disc to do it with, just because it's a little bit more neutral. I feel like it'd be a little bit more touchy with like the flexy line. That's gonna be better. That's kind of how I threw the Racer. The Racer just has a little bit more bite, but that's still only like 360, so not really worth the risk of throwing a flex like that, at least for me, because I'm not good at them. Not happy with that attempt at all, so we'll go for take two here. But you can kind of see what happens, I guess, when you get the Racer a little bit nose up on a lot of Annie. It's gonna just hyzer out on you. That could be better. I wish it was higher, but that's probably pushing 370, 380. It's past the goalpost. Come on, keep on it, keep on it. Oh yeah, that's good. There we go. You could probably tell like how much more angle I need to put on the Racer because it has that extra stability and that extra bite out at the end. I think if I throw this Enigma just like the drive, it'll be great. Probably too low. If it stays in the air, yeah, too low. Not really my best display of Annie flexes, but when are they ever? This is how the Racer and the Enigma have been like all day long, just right across from each other. That time we actually got the drive a little bit further. Let's see here, the drive, I'm guessing 385, 388. That was very close. All right guys, I'm giving myself one last chance here. I usually do like a distance competition as well, so we'll just use this as the distance competition. I want to throw this Racer a little bit better. I should preface by saying like I am learning this type of distance shot like currently. I've been throwing it a little bit more often. My typical distance shot is like an understable Hades on hyzer that does the work for me. I like that a lot. All right. I'm putting it on some good lines though. Please stay in the air. Nope. That's actually pretty good. Just got over on the Enigma a little too much, but it still faded out at the end. We probably got some good distance with it. Racer 382. The drive, I did not get a good number on it this time. I'm getting 371. The Enigma, 392 feet. So we got one in the 390s, almost close to 400. I thought we would throw 400 today, I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for kind of this field test. Also a little bit of a comparison, of course. I think the Racer will be really good for me if I can get it beaten in just slightly. Definitely has a little bit more stability than the drive and the Enigma. For me, the drive just needs to be a little bit more glidey. I think that would be awesome. I'm not sure how the stock runs are. This is the prototype and the only drive that I have tried. I did get some really straight neutral flights out of it today, but I also could put it on a slight flex and get some, you know, decent distance. I just wish it went further. Honestly, I almost think I like the Enigma more than the drive. I feel like I've said that before. In my opinion, it's just a little easier to throw. It's kind of what I expected the drive to be, but again, I don't know if that's just because this is the prototype run. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you want to see other discs reviewed or compared, let me know as well. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you in the next one.